I have been through hundreds of home inspections over the years, and I have noticed something. The buyers who save themselves thousands of dollars aren't necessarily the ones who buy the nicest houses. They're the ones who know what actually matters during a home inspection. Because here's the truth. Almost every inspection uncovers problems. The trick isn't finding a perfect house, it's knowing which issues are normal, which ones are negotiable, and which ones should make you seriously rethink the purchase. Today, I'm sharing 8 things that most home inspectors wish every buyer understood before they buy a house. If you are buying a house, inspection day can either give you a lot of confidence or send you into a full-blown panic. The inspector starts pointing things out, writing notes, taking pictures, and before long, buyers are wondering if they should run for the hills. Here's the truth though. A home inspection isn't designed to find the perfect house. Its job is to help you understand exactly what you are buying, what needs attention today, what can wait, and what you might want to negotiate on before closing. I've seen buyers walk away from fantastic homes because they misunderstood an inspection report. I've also seen buyers overlook some pretty significant problems because they were distracted by a beautiful kitchen or a freshly painted living room. So let's get into it. One of the biggest mistakes I see home buyers make during a home inspection is paying attention to the wrong things. They're looking at the kitchen cabinets, they're debating paint colors, they're noticing scratches in the hardwood floors or whether they like the light fixtures. Meanwhile, the inspector's been in the basement for 30 minutes, climbed through the attic, checked the roof, looked inside the electrical panel, and examined the furnace. There's a reason for that. Most cosmetic issues are relatively easy to fix. Paint can be changed over a weekend. Light fixtures can be replaced in an afternoon. Even flooring and countertops, while they aren't cheap, they are upgrades you can plan for over time. The things that keep inspectors busy are the things that can really affect your wallet. Foundation issues, electrical problems, roof leaks, plumbing leaks hidden behind walls, HVAC systems nearing the end of their life. Those are the repairs that can turn into thousands of dollars very quickly. One of the best pieces of advice that I can give you is to pay attention to what the inspector is paying attention to. If they're spending 20 minutes looking at one area of the house, there's probably a good reason for that. That doesn't automatically mean something is wrong, but it does mean it's worth understanding why they are taking such a close look. Try to separate the things you don't like from the things that actually matter. Paint colors can change. Structural problems are a lot harder to redecorate around. If you're new here, my name is George and I'm a realtor here in the Cleveland area, and every week I share practical advice to help buyers, sellers, and homeowners make smarter real estate decisions. If that sounds helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. If you ask 10 home inspectors what causes the biggest and most expensive problems in a house, I think almost all of them would give you the exact same answer: water. Water is responsible for an incredible number of expensive repairs. It causes wood rot, mold, foundation movement, damaged drywall, ruined insulation, and even electrical problems. It doesn't usually destroy a house overnight. Instead, it quietly causes damage over months or years until someone finally notices. That's why inspectors spend so much time looking at things the buyers often ignore. They're checking the grading around the house to make sure water flows away from the foundation. They're looking at gutters and downspouts to see if they're directing water where it belongs. They're looking for stains in the attic, moisture in the basement, cracks around foundation walls, signs of previous leaks, and making sure some pumps are working properly. Now, if an inspector points out a water stain on a ceiling, don't immediately assume you found a money pit. Sometimes it's evidence of an old roof leak that was repaired years ago. Other times it's an active leak that is still allowing water into the home. Those are two very different situations. The important question isn't simply, is there a stain? The important questions are, what caused it, and has the source of the problem actually been fixed? That's one of the biggest reasons inspections are so valuable. They help separate old history from current problems. One loose handrail doesn't concern me very much. Peeling exterior paint, a loose doorknob, those things happen. Every homeowner gets behind on maintenance from time to time. But when I start seeing all of those issues together, I start paying closer attention. Because while each item is relatively inexpensive to fix, collectively they tell a story about how the home has been maintained. Think about it this way. If the homeowner ignored all of the simple weekend projects for years, it's reasonable to wonder if they've also been putting off the larger maintenance items that aren't easy to see. Now, that's certainly not always the case. Life gets busy. Some people simply aren't handy. Others may have been planning to move and didn't want to invest more money into the house. But as a buyer, you're not just evaluating individual defects, you're looking for patterns. One thing I've noticed over the years is that well-maintained homes tend to feel well-maintained everywhere. The furnace has been serviced, the gutters are clean, the caulking is fresh, the landscaping is taken care of, the little things are done. On the other hand, neglected homes usually give you several clues before you ever discover a major issue. Those clues don't necessarily mean you should walk away, but they should encourage you to ask more questions and dig a little deeper. This is probably the biggest mindset shift I wish every buyer understood before they attend their first inspection. Every house has problems. Every single one. I've seen brand new construction with pages of inspection findings. I've seen 100-year-old homes that had surprisingly short inspection reports because they'd been meticulously maintained. The length of the inspection report doesn't tell you whether you found a good house or a bad one. A thorough inspector is going to document everything they see. Loose outlets, missing GFCI protection, windows that stick, minor cracks, burnt out light bulbs, worn weather stripping, small plumbing drips. Before you know it, you've got a report that's 60 or 70 pages long. That's normal. In fact, I'd rather have an inspector who documents too much than one who glosses over important details. And that's exactly why I always tell my buyers not to let the inspection scare them. I've had buyers call me after reading the inspection report and say, "George, I don't know if we should buy this house anymore." Then we sit down together and actually go through the report. What usually happens is we realize that the vast majority of the items are routine maintenance, minor repairs, or things you'd expect based on the age of the home. Maybe there are 3 or 4 items that deserve serious attention. Those become our focus. The inspection isn't there to convince you not to buy a house. It's there to give you more information than you had when you wrote the offer. At the end of the day, you're making a better decision because of the inspection, whether that means moving forward, negotiating repairs, asking for credits, or in some cases, deciding the house simply isn't the right fit. The goal isn't to find a perfect house. It's to understand the imperfections before you own them. One of the first questions buyers ask during an inspection is, how old is the furnace? Or how old is the roof? Those are absolutely important questions, but they're only part of the story. I've seen 20-year-old furnaces that were serviced every year, kept clean, and still running reliably. I've also seen furnaces that were only 6 or 7 years old that had been neglected and already needed major repairs. The same goes for roofs. A roof that is 15 years old but was installed properly and maintained can have plenty of life left. Age matters, but condition matters just as much, if not more. One thing inspectors are really good at is looking beyond the number on the equipment label. They're looking at how it's performing, whether it's been maintained, and if there are any signs that something isn't working the way it should. I always tell buyers not to get too hung up on the age alone. Instead, ask questions like, what's the overall condition? Does it appear to have been maintained? Is this something I should plan to replace soon, or is it simply something to budget for over the next several years? Those answers are usually much more helpful than just knowing how old something is. Here's something that surprises a lot of first-time home buyers. Home inspectors know a little about a lot of things. They understand roofing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, structure, insulation, and dozens of other systems. But they're also the first people to tell you what they don't know. They're generalists, not specialists. So if your inspection report recommends having a structural engineer evaluate a crack, or an HVAC contractor look at the furnace, or a licensed electrician evaluate the electrical panel, don't look at that as bad news. Look at it as the inspection doing exactly what it was designed to do. The inspector isn't trying to diagnose every issue. They're identifying areas that deserve a closer look before you move forward. I've actually had buyers panic when they read the words, "recommend further evaluation by a qualified professional." They assume something catastrophic has been discovered. In reality, the inspector is simply saying, this falls out of my scope and I want someone with specialized knowledge to give you a better answer. Sometimes that specialist confirms everything is fine. Sometimes they uncover a repair that's worth negotiating. Either way, it's information you want before closing, not after. I've seen inspection reports with well over 100 observations. That doesn't mean buyers should ask the seller to fix 100 things. One of the biggest mistakes I see is buyers getting caught up in every tiny item on the report. A loose doorknob, a sticky window, a missing doorstop, a little bit of worn caulk, a squeaky hinge. Could you ask for those things to be repaired? Sure. Should you? That's a different question. A home inspection isn't about creating a punch list for the seller. It's about identifying the items that truly affect the value, the safety, or the functionality of the home. Things like a roof that's actively leaking, foundation movement, electrical hazards, plumbing leaks, HVAC systems that aren't operating correctly, or major safety concerns. Those are reasonable things to discuss during negotiations. Everything else becomes part of home ownership. No matter what house you buy, there will always be little projects waiting for you after closing. The goal is to focus on the issues that could significantly affect your finances or your safety, not to win every line item on the inspection report. I found that buyers who approach inspections that way usually end up with smoother negotiations and a much better overall experience. I want to leave you with one final piece of advice because I think it's something a lot of buyers miss. Don't spend your entire inspection standing in the kitchen talking about where you're going to put the couch. Follow the inspector. Ask questions. This is probably the only time you'll have a professional walking through every part of your future home with you. Take advantage of it. Ask them where the main water shutoff is. Ask them where the electrical disconnect is. Have them show you the furnace filter and explain how often it should be changed. Ask what maintenance they would recommend over the next year. Ask what issues concern them the most. And just importantly, which issues they aren't concerned about at all. You'll be amazed how much you can learn in just a couple of hours. I always encourage my buyers to take photos and notes during the inspection, especially of things they'll probably forget 6 months after moving in. These are all things that suddenly become really important after closing. The inspection isn't just about evaluating the house. It's also your first lesson in becoming the next owner. If there is one thing I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Don't let the inspection scare you. I've watched buyers fall in love with a house, receive a 60-page inspection report, and immediately think they've made a terrible mistake. Most of the time, they haven't. Every house has imperfections, even new construction. The difference is understanding which issues are simply part of home ownership and which ones deserve more attention. A good inspection shouldn't make you afraid of the house. It should make you more confident because now you're making a decision with better information. Sometimes that information leads to negotiating repairs or asking for credit. Sometimes it means bringing in a specialist. And yes, occasionally it means deciding to walk away. But whatever decision you make, it's an informed decision. And that's exactly why inspectors are so valuable. If you're buying a home here in Northeast Ohio and you'd like someone to help you navigate through the process from the first showing all the way through the inspection and closing, I would love the opportunity to help. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who's planning to buy a home. You never know, it might save them from making an expensive mistake. Thanks so much for watching. I'm George Poprad. I'll see you in the next one.